Alright, Shalom. I'm the brother Siyad, coming back with another video. But before I start off, I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Mukakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across the world, who are spreading his knowledge and truth and sincerity. And may the election be upon your households. Shalom. So, as you see right here, there are a few things, that's been happening lately. For example, the adultery in the IUIC, that was crazy, man. Like a Hebrew Israelite man was basically texting another Hebrew Israelite, his woman, saying like, calling her like babe, and I'm gonna make you come, and she was also reacting, with heart emojis and heart eyes, and thinking about him, and saying that she feels stuck and want to be with him, which is that he was the one for her, things like that, or whatnot. So that is fucked up in itself. Then you have this feminist over here speaking about that basically a woman, when she was a so-called Hebrew Israelite woman, and she was with the Hebrew Israelite man, that she got abused, and she always had a thing against the Hebrew Israelites for some type of reason, Plus, she's saying that she's giving this message to the females that have uh, a Hebrew Israelite man, and a Hebrew Israelite man, for example, impregnates or makes another woman pregnant, and he calls that other woman his second or his third wife, and she is demonizing that. Meanwhile, it's normal for a Hebrew Israelite man, for a man to have multiple wives. Only is not advised in this society, in this day and age, to do that. But she's basically demonizing it, okay, which is against the scriptures, because that is not what the scriptures teach. All right. Then you have this guy, this video which I watched today, if I can believe. And to be honest, this guy on the right, he gives me a headache, man. Like you can see the red stripe. I stopped the video right there. He was talking so much nonsense. It was just crazy, man. But basically what he's saying is that the so-called black woman is God. So that is the madness that he's speaking about. And that is actually the topic that I want to focus about today. Dealing with this madness. So I'm going to click the video and I'm going to play it a few minutes. And then I'm going to grab some scriptures upon it. Okay.
Dit is wat de meeste dropshippers doen. Ze zoeken naar producten op AliExpress zoals deze. Ze importeren dat vervolgens naar hun eigen webshop en dat komt er zo uit te zien. Werkt deze strategie nog in 2024? Jazeker.
Alright, man, so you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what you said, right? Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, in regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from an embryo, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So when we're talking about those two terms, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
Okay, so you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural.
Correct.
Do I have that correct? And you're
Correct,
saying
correct.
the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
Right. The logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a male, so at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can you explain how the father is a social construct?
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
okay, so you have not.
You could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. Like, you don't have no comprehension of what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it? What do you mean?
No.
I don't understand what you... Then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like,
not
bro. Like, we gonna turn this into... Is this some type of entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman as God. I don't know you. I didn't research you. I just came over here because... Okay. So what are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion man to man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the father is. You're saying that the man is. Right.
Okay, let's just...
two things. You asked me about the man and the father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed. And the life form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie, is what I'm saying. Get to dispute the point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed. You don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
Salakia, before I continue with the video, what he was explaining on the left is actually scriptural. That is what the Most High put in the scriptures for us, and that is the truth, man. The father has the seed and he decides the bloodline of the children. Alright? If the father is a so-called Hebrew Israelite and he makes a child with a so-called Arab woman, a Chinese woman, it doesn't matter. It might come out, the baby, the boy might come out looking like a so-called Arab or Chinese woman, or so-called Chinese boy, but it's still literally the sperm of that father. It's his sperm, it's his bloodline. It's the sperm is already alive before it enters the woman. So the man already has the boys and the girls in his nutsack, basically. Alright? When you plant something and you put let's say an apple seed inside the ground in Africa, you put it inside the ground in Europe, you put it inside in the ground in America, okay, what will grow? An apple tree, alright? An apple tree in America, an apple tree in Africa, an apple tree in Europe is still the apple tree, okay? There's not just gonna be planted an apple seed and all of a sudden there grows a banana tree or something like that, So that is the man, he has the seed, okay? He determines, okay? And Africa, Europe, and America, which I gave as example, that is the woman. They are like earth, They receive the seed of the man and they prepare the seed and make it blossom into something beautiful, which is the child. Now Numbers 1:18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, so basically their bloodline, by the house of their fathers, so to the bloodline of your father's side, okay, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Of course, the mother is important also to make the child ready, but the seed is from the father decides, all right? That's why, before I continue, that's why the scripture also says, seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, the chosen bloodline, the chosen seed line is from literally the sperm of Abraham to his son Isaac to his son Jacob. And we come off that sperm, literally, that seed line. That's why we are called Hebrew Israelites. Okay, Jacob, his name was changed into Israel. Okay, so let me see. Let me go back. Let me see here. For example, Psalms 105 verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham his servant, ye children of Jacob his chosen. Alright. Now, let's read something else. Then what I guess this, nah, not that one. And I see with them. Yeah, here, for example, in the New Testament also, Romans 9 verse 7. Okay, the King James Version. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. The seed is very important, the seed line, the bloodline, the sperm. And this guy here on the right giving me headache, talking about the man, the black woman is God and the father is not in nature and all type of bullshit. But anyway, I'm gonna play the video, and then I'm gonna close it off.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to see.
It's nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed. You sound, you don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense. A seed is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed or orange seed, listen, an avocado seed or whatever the case may be, now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him the sperm? So
can you explain in a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers of things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome, men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard. Your father dictated that you would have a beard and be a man, from what I could see. You get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that, so you should be thanking your father, because your father truly created you. Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
You sound uneducated. Like, to the point where this is so level of surface, to the point.
God dang, man.
How could you sit here? I'm just asking you, like, how could you sit here and tell me that my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother? Every male can look at their actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has never been told that, and he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father, but your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia, it was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to respond to the man. Even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally coagulate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God. How can a man be a God when he cannot produce?
Y'all saw the spit on his lip? That's all the shit accumulating coming out of his mouth.
Tell you
Look
about
at this.
God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was about
That nasty white shit over here. All the shit piled up that he's talking about, man. So I'm gonna end it here because, you know, he's basically talking nonsense, you know, giving me headache. Like, what even is he trying to prove? But anyway, I was looking for the scripture, but I cannot really find where it is. But basically, a man and a woman, you know, usually around the age of 12, are getting fertile. A woman, you know, can become pregnant at the age of 12, you know, when she gets on a period, basically. And a boy around the age of 12 develops sperm. So technically, biologically, they can be parents at the age of 12 already. Alright? So, Lord willing, I can find a scripture on that and I'll put it in the description box. But hey, hope willing, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across the world, who has spread his knowledge and truth in sincerity, and may the election be upon your households. Khan Shalom.